Ooh, already setting the tone. I love it already. But hello again. Thank you for joining me today. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, and I realized today that I just wasn't in the mood. I wanted to play something spoopy, and I've had this one downloaded for a while. Just a little indie horror, Partum Artifex. I think it's like an artist-centered horror thing, and already start the creative process or give up as an artist. We already have flavor. But let's begin. Oh, it's really loud. Oh, it's really loud. Can't even hear myself speak. I have no idea what this is about. Use WSD to move forward and the mouse to look around. Oh, pretty. Very pretty. Let's try... Okay, I think that's better. That was so loud I couldn't hear myself speak. Hello? Why did we get out of the car? Did we run out of gas? Oh, I could jump. I'm not good at these. Oh, I crouch with control. Oh, tab is inventory. I'm not good at keyboard and mouse games. Oh, but it's pretty. Okay, up this way. How do I? Oh, there's a house. Hold left shift to run. Oh, I have to do it with my pinky again. Running is not very fast. Once again, I am home alone, putting myself through horror game experiences. I don't know how long this one is. Oh! Hello? Don't do that. No. No! She says to the horror game, but... Okay. Should we look... Oh, I saw that chair. Got spooked. Should we look around? Press F to toggle your flashlight. Ah, that's nicer. Oh, the windows are boarded up. Use left click to interact with highlighted objects. What was highlighted? The door? Ah! God, sounds are creepy. Hello? Oh. How did I crouch before? Oh, that's too much. Hello? It looks... I think it looks normal in there. Oh, there's something else over there. Head towards the light. Oh, wrong button. I'm gonna do that so many times. I'm gonna hit crouch instead of run. Knock, knock. Oh, there's another building there. One of these doors has to be open, right? Loading pictures. Okay. Hello, I'm lost in the woods. Oh. Ah. Follow the music. Hello? Hello? Oh. Need a tool. Okay. I don't like this. Can I open any of these? Oh, the music is getting loud. Bathrooms. You should never go in bathrooms in horror games. No! Alright, we can't do anything. Game's done. Goodbye! Ooh. This sound is really good. Oh, can I walk on this? Oh. Thought this was just a pile of stuff. Now we can get in. And jump. I'm still crouched. Can I not get up? Get on the bed. There we go. Oh, not that button.
Ah, welcome, you unlucky traveler.
Hide under the bed.
Please,
get under the covers.
Try to stay calm.
Oh,
There's
dear.
no need to scream.
I already did.
Unfortunately, you're in quite a bad situation. You could try and crawl yourself out of this one, but your fate is already sealed, sadly. Don't try to leave the property or you will be terminated from this world. And trust me, that is the last thing I want, because I have really good use for you. No, really. I want you to take this opportunity to be part of something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to simply help me out with my work. Be part of my memories. Be part of my art. Help me create the best piece of art there is. Now, please, just play along for now.
Duh. I feel like I'm still crouched. Can I? There we go. Okay. I just can't stand up on the bed. Okay, bathroom. I don't know what type of game this is. I don't know if it's just like spooky atmosphere or if things are gonna jump out and chase me. And I really wish I'd done more research and been more prepared because I have no idea what to expect. Oh, but the sound effects are really good. Oh, this is a big room. Ooh. Cute. I didn't think that would open. This room looks too important. Let's look around a little more out here first. Oh, that's locked. Oh, we can go upstairs too. Oh, 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 oh. Space. This will help you on your travels. What I told you before, I really mean it. You are not allowed to leave the property. However, you are allowed, and I encourage you to walk outside. You probably noticed the other buildings around. You want to explore those when you can. There are art pieces around that need to be finished. Ooh. New journal entry. What did that say? Tab? I found the backdoor key in the big hall. This will help me outside if needed. Oh. Okay. We have multiple ways of egress. Very important. Oh. Okay. I really intent. Oh! Oh! Two armies lined up, ready to fire their arrows. One side painted their feathers in azurite, the others in blood. In honor, they took turns to fire at each other to show who had the best archers. As the fight went back and forth, the sons fell first, the fathers thereafter, and the last one standing was the old king. A final goodbye he mumbled as his legs gave way, a chest filled with blood-covered arrows. Okay. Can I take the knife? You should take the knife. Oh. Need a 4-digit code. There's only 3 of each color. This is probably important. We'll come back. Keep looking around. Slippers? Oh. This looks important. Picked up flower creature painting. Press tab to open your inventory. I can't make out what this is supposed to be. It looks like some sort of creature is doing a pose while flowers surround it. That green eye looks a bit out of place. It is covered in some strange residue. Oh, this one's cute. Looks like something you put in a baby's room. And no. Oh, the curtain on this one's drawn back. That just makes me think further that there's something behind the curtains in the other bathrooms. But we're not going to go back in there, so never again. Kids' room? I'd like more light, please. Can I go with The Uncertain, Episode 1, The Last Quiet Day? Oh, it's like sci-fi. It's kind of cool. Like, they have a jungle gym in their room. Aw. Silly me. I walked around for a little bit more, not knowing what to do, but I forgot about the spooky room in here that I blatantly ignored. This room. Hello?
Ah, yes. Painting. The
Big
purest and oldest form of art. At a young age, I was politely forced to engulf myself with
Oh, why can't I hear it?
canvases and oil paintings. Day in and
Oh.
day out, my father taught me about colors, the meaning of art, and scolded me whenever I got something wrong. Anything wrong. I need you to fetch and find me my lovely paintings.
Oh, we found one already.
Each one is depicting the feelings I went through that inspired their birth. Find them for me, will you? And put them in order. Be part of the creation.
What? Who? Huh? Where? What door? That scared me. What the fuck opened? Close. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Okay. I found a painting already. What's this? Okay, never mind. Oh, a note. I need the paintings to be put back in order. This is the big art piece, a collection, the centerpiece of my creations, and the reason why people should care. Monsters are among us, and no imaginary ones either. No. People like me, my father, my mother, are all around the world, spreading like pests and care nothing but filling a void inside themselves. We are real, and no creature of fantasy or imagination can top the nightmares that we leave behind. This is my way of making sure people will open their eyes. People like me should not be able to roam free. If the safety nets actually worked, none of this would have been a thing. People would not have gone missing. People would not have suffered. People would not have perished for no other reason than being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So now I ask you to put together this collection in order. Be part of the creation. Close. So it's like performance art as well. We found one painting, so we need to read. Born in the desperation to escape the torture this man held me under for so many years, there was but one chance to break out of the circle of pain. At night, my careful steps made me feel like I was flying towards the bedroom where the beast slept. Not a single sound could be heard as I plunged the knife into his throat, messy, unprofessional, and chaotic, but at first, nonetheless, I was finally free from the agony. The snow fell gently from the sky, slowly covering the ground in white. Out in the middle of nowhere, I had an errand to run. I was late. The delivery was my final chance to redeem myself from previous mistakes. The vehicle went around a corner, and my feelings went from stress to emptiness. As the car made two loud bumping noises, I realized it was already too late. 2 people lied in front of me, screaming, crawling towards me with their legs broken. They were unlucky. All emotions were drained from my soul. It left an empty husk inside. I walked back to my car and ran them over again and again until no more crying could be heard. Only then did I feel something. Deep breaths, slow breaths, painful breaths. The shakes are violent, like tremors in an earthquake, as they cease our eyes meet. For the first time, I questioned my actions. He was the only one who understood me, the one person of this world who I could talk to without feeling like a monster. His body goes limp, my hands hurt from the firm grasp on his throat. The eyes, those once beautiful eyes, suddenly turned something grotesque. I saw my reflection in them, and an ugly grin stared back. This guy's twisted. Screams, always with the screams. Why can't they face the fact that it's about to end? The man is pleading for his life from his new metal home. Looking down on him, that feeling comes rushing again. I am in control. His screams become muffled as I slam the heavy metal hatch shut. True despair escapes his throat as darkness washes over him, but not for long. I turn the valve, and flame rushes in. A beautiful display of dance and song in the most gruesome form. Oh, good lord. Oh, nope. Don't step on things. The lake was more peaceful than I could ever imagine. Its beauty struck something inside me, the urge to capture this moment somehow. Those days past of pain and torture washed over me as I realized the best course of action, art. I would have to go back and see if I could manage to create again. I take a final look out onto the lake to make sure that the bubbles had finally stopped. I was finally happy. Okay. I have this flower creature painting. Okay, I don't think I have enough information. The only thing I could think of is the flower painting we have might go on the last one where he mentioned the lake. But... oh, that door opened. Hello? 4. Oh, this is going to be a strange puzzle.
While photography isn't really an art form that I enjoy,
Gosh,
there is still a fascinating area of photography history that I do give them credit for. Post-mortem photography.
Oh, that's
the
what this
idea
is.
that you want to keep a memory of a loved one after its passing and make sure that the empty corpse looks as close to alive as possible is quite frankly compelling,
Freaky.
to say the least.
Thank you for your input. Because the Victorian era cameras took so long to develop each photo, the actors in the frame would have to stay still for a long duration of time. Because of this, it was usually very easy to spot the deceased person in a family photo. It would have perfect sharpness while the rest would be slightly blurry. Stand still in the right spot and your focus will become clear. You might want to come back here a little bit later, see the right angle through another lens, shine some light on the problem at hand, be part of the vision. Oh! One side painted their feathers in azurite, the other in blood. The darts on the wall in the corner are blue and red. Okay, let's take a look at this then. Blood and azurite. Okay. So we need a 4-digit number. Based on this picture I took of the dartboard. 2 armies lined up, ready to fight their arrows. One side painted their feathers in azurite, the other in blood. In honor, they took turns to fire at each other to show who had the best archers. As the fight went back and forwards, the sons fell first, the fathers thereafter, and the last one standing was the old king. A final goodbye, he mumbled as his legs gave way, a chest filled with blood-covered arrows. So, they took turns, but blood-covered arrows went last, so blue goes first. The sons would be the youngest, so does that mean the smallest numbers on here? So the first number then would be, if blue goes first, then it would be 7. Then red is 3. Blue again would be 9. Then the next red would be 8. Then 9 for blue. And 8? No. Unless we're just supposed to pick one color. It ends specifically with red. So we'll do red. 3. Oh, that was already on 8. 8. And then 20. There we go. Look at us using our brains. Hello? Oh, another painting. Okay, okay. That took me a little while, but I was just overcomplicating it. Oh. We only have one arm, though. It needs another clock arm. Hello? Oh. Front door key. Evicting the previous residents of this house was a tricky nut to crack. I had to make sure that they all passed in a beautiful way. After days of planning, I only had a vague plan on what I had to do. After days of planning, you only had a vague plan. Okay. It was important to me that they would never leave the property. After all, it is theirs and they should be part of it. The question is not when or by what means, it is about where. Alright, this door? Yes. Ooh, is that another painting? Okay. Well, this is clearly the lake painting. Mine. A beautiful painting of a lake right at sunset or sunrise. There's a dark spot in the center that is emanating something foul. Gross. And basement key. I do not want to go to the basement. Can I read this? No? Oh, my mouse is being very janky. Please stop. Now, to the basement? Is that you? Yes. This is definitely the last place I want to be. No. No. I don't like it. I don't like it. What are you? This is an astonishing piece of invention. Using this light, you'll be able to see what your weak human eyes can't otherwise see. You need this in order to follow my trail. Just don't forget about it. It will absolutely be needed later on. I had to collect so much more blood than I originally planned in order to get this to work. I also think I got carried away. So, picked up black light. Okay, now we could probably use that in, it mentioned a lens and different light. Okay, need another four-digit combination lock. The one note mentioned a different lens and different light for the photos. So we can come in here and figure this out now. How do I... Nothing is... Oh! I need to stand here. So then if we do this... What numbers do I see? Huh. I see 1. Oh, 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7? 7, 1, 3, 5? Yes, there we go! Yay! Shed key. That'll be the house over, or the building over there. Oh, it feels so good to like figure out puzzles. My favorite part of these games. The serotonin that soars. And you're like, I am smart. Now to the shed. Hello? Don't be spooky. Just give me more puzzles. Puzzles make me happy. Oh, a map? Hand-drawn blueprint of the house. I can think of many things to why he wanted to make one. This will help me navigate a bit better, at least. How do I... Oh, F. Inspect. And a crowbar. I want you. And a note. A gift! If you managed to come this far, then I'm impressed. Now I think it's time that you earned yourself a gift. Please go ahead. It'll be useful. Thank you. Okay. Hello? Can we use the crowbar as a weapon? More stairs.
The art of sculpturing.
Every fucking
This
time.
was absolutely the hardest kind of art form to get right. I tried various materials, marble, cloth, concrete, but nothing really fit what I was going for.
So you went with skeletons?
Then it dawned on me, the purest form, the human body.
Ugh.
This took a bit of time to get right. Countless of kind, unwilling donators had to be used before I got the formula down. Rigor mortis sure was a tricky nut to crack, sometimes literally. But after dozens of hours reading into biology and chemistry, here we are. And it is almost perfect. Please, just finish it for me.
Okay. I can move them, but what do you say? Disgusted at what had happened to their friend, they all turned away to not witness the horrendous scene. But as time went by, they all knew that they had to face the truth. Without using words, they can still tell us where and when. Help them get out of their ignorant thinking and force them to face their fears that lie beneath them. They all are in the same pose? Do I simply have to turn them so that they're all pointing? Oh! Oh, they all move together. Okay, that one moved that one, and that one moved that one. So who moves? Oh. I did it. Oh, another painting. Okay, that... I just spent a very long time just clicking and clacking and turning. But we did it. Painting number 3. Fire. Mine. Thank you. I think we need to go to the basement and use the blacklight thing down here. So we picked it up here. Oh. That's weird. Very weird. But I don't have a code. Take this upstairs, see if any blacklight pops out. Oh, the scum like me are the true monsters of the world. I don't like the sound it makes. Oh. I don't like this. I really don't like this. I don't know why Mother was crying. I took care of our problems. Oh boy. Can I... Oh. Oh, it's the... It's for the clock. Which was where again? Oh. Mother did not understand, so I took care of her as well. Oh boy. Oh, I think I... Hello? Why can't I touch you? Where was that clock? His eyes reminded me of myself, so I made it quick and painless. Oh gosh. You better hurry. Oh! Shoot, 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 shoot. I have to get up there to the other one before this clicking stops. I really think you could run faster. But who am I to judge? Fuck. That went so fast. Okay, so I need to get that door open so I don't have to walk outside. Oh, there's a clock. Ah. You need this. I think this is what it is. Did it work? I don't get it. What time am I supposed to set you all to? Maybe just the same time? Starting to think I'm missing something for here. I know I need a 4-digit code. Oh. Ah, 9427. There we go. Just wandered around a lot. 9427. There we go. Hello. Oh, another painting. Mine. I honestly can't make out what it's supposed to be, but it is pretty. Okay. Should we... I wish we could toggle the black light without going in the menu, but... Oh, a key! Kitchen key. Excellent. Right, we're supposed to follow the footsteps. But what about these rooms? Locked. Hello? You were just unlucky. They were just unlucky. Do I want to go in here? I'm gonna freaking die. Oh. Art gallery. Something there. I think where it's circled is the other clock. So I just happened to find it by myself. There. Okay. I should be able to do this now. Let's put this back on. See if we can make it. There we go. What does it do? What happened? Oh. Oh, oh! Oh, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Oh, and
The
there's...
best way of making sure nobody finds something of value is to hide it.
Oh, are these
I
things
hid
it?
this family away, so nobody can ever claim that I stole their property. I am but a resident. The owners are right here, and I'm not taking anything from them.
Okay. What do we say about this painting? It looks like it's depicting some sort of angel-looking form. It's hard to make out what it really is. Okay, and you have a note for me? Locked within the crawl space, they drew their final breaths. From the kitchen, I could hear their screams, begging for help and food. By the hour, souls of an even number were snuffed out like candles, and even after hundreds of minutes, some lit candles still stood tall. In the end, the only sound accompanying me was the ticking of the clock, together with an occasional giggle. Okay. We have all the paintings now? This way. Okay, so I have 2 paintings left. Did I do it? Oh, wait a second. Did we try this? Did we try this? Tick. Goes the... Tick-tock goes the clock, probably. Is that the time? Oh, this is the family that used to live here. We found their bodies. 13, 14, 15. Okay. Let's put some light on. I got stuck and I looked up ahead because I was losing my mind. So this says, by the hour, souls of an even number. So there are 4 dead bodies in here. So by the hour, even number 4. And even after hundreds of minutes, some candles still lit tall. So I think there are 15 lit candles and 4 bodies. So I think the time is 4:15 that we need. And this is referencing the kitchen clock. Unless they all need to be 4:15. So that's what we're going to try. I've spent a lot of time on this and I was very confuzzled, but thank you, internet. Okay, nothing happened, but it referenced the kitchen, and I feel like that's right. And then we have another time from the painting that reference, this one says 10:15, and this one is something about a green eye. His eyes reminded me of myself, so I made it quick and painless. I remembered I saw this a while ago. There's another reference to eyes, and there's an eye reference on the painting with the time. So we're gonna go with not all of the times on the clock would be the same. So we did the puzzle where the kitchen was referenced and we got 4:15. We have multiple references to eyes, so this should be 10:50. And then we have one more clock that we need to figure out. I'm gonna leave that like that. And then we need to figure out the clock in this study. Alright, we're back here. We're looking for one more time, and this note referenced time, right? But as time went by, they all knew that they had to face truth without using words. They can... And I don't think I used the UV light in here. Ah! There we go. Man, I've been wandering forever. Where is he pointing? 5:40. 5:40? Is that our last time? Goodness gracious. My mouse is not working. Okay. The note that referenced the kitchen. We got a time of 4:15. I needed a big hint on that one. We put 1050 at the kids' room because the painting that had a weird eye had that time on it, and there's a note in the kids' room that talked about eyes. And then we just discovered this time. It's this way. We only have one more clock. This was hard. This has taken me so long, and obviously I need a little hint. So we have decided on 5:40. There! What did we do? What did we do? Did something open? What happened? What changed? What even opened? What'd I get? Excuse you? Oh. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Thanks, okay, bye. Okie dokie. To the kids' room, because we need to be done with this. We have earned this. Okay. We can use the screwdriver here. There we go. We did it! Okay, what's in the attic, though? Oh? Is that classes in session? Oh, it's another painting. One of them was fake. How do I get over there, though? To walk through this maze of chairs. Hello? Mine. An incredible detail in the eye, but what is going on underneath the pupil? Oh, I should have looked at it with my UV light. Okay, back to the room. Don't look at anything. Don't look at anything. Don't look at anything. It's fine. Hello again, sir. Okay, so I think we're assuming that this one's fake. And we're gonna put in this one.
Absolutely beautiful. What
Every
a
time.
gorgeous display. I just want to thank you for taking part in this so willingly. Please, congratulate yourself. This is something else, don't you think? Well, now the only thing left is to sign the work, don't you think? Please. You've proven yourself
What do I
very
do?
useful.
Oh.
I have but one task left for you to
Oh no.
do.
Oh no. Oh no.
Take that key in the coffin by the windows,
It's called a coffin?
and I have a proposal waiting for you.
Basement room key. Okay. I'm gonna die. I think this is the locked door. Hello? Hello? No, I want that on.
This is where I've spent most of my years planning, creating, forming, shaping all of my art. While it's been quite lonely, it's been working quite well, honestly. But it is finally time for you and I to part ways.
Uh-oh.
I do, however,
The game is
have,
over?
like I said, a proposal for you. You see, as each one of my art pieces is finished, the creator sadly has to join them. I can't let you leave. You knew that, right?
Uh-huh.
But I can give you a chance to immortalize yourself. Put your thoughts into words. Write them down in that book. It doesn't matter what, but it will, I
Is it filled
promise
with other
you,
people's thoughts?
be part of something much bigger. While this piece of art is complete, I just need you to sign it. Be part of my art.
Do I get a choice? Can I not?
Finish the work for me.
Doesn't look like I get a choice. Oh, should we try the black light? Oh, I can't. Okay.
All right. That worked pretty well. I'll have to run through it again tomorrow just to make sure there's nothing that can go wrong when the unlucky visitor arrives.
Oh, we were the
It's
artist.
going to be a beautiful piece. Games sure are an interesting art form.
While they are few and far between, real monsters walk among us. One might have already planned their first deed. One might have just sealed someone's fate. One might have already killed. Several got away. But it's okay, right? It's time in the world witness my creations. We were the psychopath the whole time. Thanks for finishing my creation. Be part of the end? Well, that was a fun little adventure. Okay, that clock puzzle at the end, I spent so much time on it. Oh, sometimes these games make me feel real smart, and sometimes I feel real dumb and slow. But that was very atmospheric. I am a big fan of anything, psycho artist related. Layers of Fear is one of my favorites. But that was a nice spoopy indie horror. I really needed that today. That's exactly the kind of thing I was itching for. And I can't wait to play more. So thank you very much for watching. Definitely more indie horror to come soon, and have a good day.